Hey guys, it's Drew, and I just want to thank Legendary Pants for their wonderful, wonderful pronking purple dice that were part of their Upstart Kickstarter dice set. And I wanted to let everybody know that they actually have a new Kickstarter for their second round, their Upstart D6 sets. So if you have a tabletop RPG that uses mostly D6 dice, or if you just want a bunch of D6 dice, they have an awesome number of sets that are available on that Kickstarter. Some new colors, some colors that they had in the original, but all D6s, and they look really cool. Now, a little bird on the street told me that Starfinder might be getting some new classes. That's right. The Witchwarper, the Vanguard, and the Biohacker have been revealed for a Starfinder playtest for the upcoming operations manual that's going to be released later next year. And we couldn't temper our excitement, so we brought in Owen K.C. Stevens, the Starfighter design lead for Paizo, to answer our questions about these new classes, to talk about them, and as well to talk about the playtest and how we can be involved in making sure these classes are as awesome as they possibly can be before they're officially released next year. So make sure that you stay tuned past To Be Continued to hear the awesome conversation about these new classes, some of the speculation, and how we can all get involved. Now, let's move on to Cosmic Crit episode 64.
Scruffy-Looking Gnak-Hurter. Last time on Cosmic Crit.
In the EOB's docking bay, we engage in a different kind of starship combat.
Our first hand-to-hull combat against a vehicle.
Boy, space combat sure went up a level in difficulty.
Does Andis know how to operate that thing?
They sure don't.
Despite the odds of facing off against a vehicle, Raimi gets revenge for the beating he took last episode.
We bested a couple of scavenger slimes in a side room, and we decided we can't take on any more distractions.
You guys sure you don't want to check every room?
Alright, first we had undead in bathrooms. Now we've got slimes in closets. I don't want to open doors in this AP anymore.
Knack looks just like a Corpse Fleet member. No way this could go wrong.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
30 years ago, horror master John Carpenter treated us to the thinnest of allegories about yuppies and capitalists. We're seeing undead-looking aliens all over this ship, and it's time to take them out. Because if they live, that means that they can die. On this week's episode of Cosmic Crits. Greetings, Earthlings. My name is Patrick, and I'm your GM around here. Your Gestalt media conglomerate telling you to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Joining me in a mission to awaken the human race to the brainwashing advertisements around them are my 5 friends and your wrestlers turned actors. To my left, a teleporting alien that you can take to the bank. It's Drew playing Knack Feldspar.
I'm here to roll crits and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
To his left, Rowdy Roddy Piper beating the flea man of you in an alley. It's Jabert playing Andis 147.
You know that's what I do.
Across the digital table, an alien collaborator kicking the hero out of a window. It's Miles playing Raimi Quindar.
Either you put on those glasses or I start eating that trash can.
To his left, a pair of cool sunglasses that cast true seeing on the wearer. It's Rebecca playing Alindra Vallis.
Hello.
And finally, to my right, it looks like his head fell in the cheese dip back in 1957. It's Tyler playing Adros Veronis.
That was nacho cheese joke, Patrick.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I know I messed up my quote, but
That's close enough.
that's just bad.
I knew someone was going to take bubblegum quote, so I made a backup for Tyler. His original one was, he's here to drink black milk and kill the corpse fleet, and he's all out of black milk. We're talking about They Live, of course, which was, I believe, a suggestion from the Crittermander Discord for an intro. And I was like, oh, how is this not on my list of future intros now that it's going to be about undead aliens? It already was on my list. I just forgot about it. It is. I revisited a little bit over this weekend, preparing for tonight's episode. How are you doing, everyone? How's it feel to be back for another episode, 64?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It feels delicious and full of turkey.
Well, turkey was
Full.
2.5 weeks ago.
That tells you how much I've eaten.
You still eating leftovers?
You know it.
Oh boy.
I hosted Thanksgiving. There were supposed to be 20 people. I bought a 20-pound turkey. No one showed up. So
right. So now he's just got 20 pounds in his tummy.
I've just got, it's just been over a pound of turkey like every day and for every meal.
Oh, man.
He's got the turkey leg in his hand right now, like a barbarian, just like chomping on it.
Let's talk more about turkey and not play Starfinder. How about that, Rebecca?
No, Starfinder.
Are you sure? Okay, fine.
Yes.
Now, did you have your turkey fried or was it baked in the oven?
We had ham this year,
Starfinder.
so
Alindra shoots Raimi. No, we have to pick up immediately because we left on a cliffhanger of 4 Eoxian dark-looking robots marching towards a Gnak-Hurter alone in an alley of this massive ship, the Empire of Bones. And we are starting this week's episode immediately in combat. We have rolled initiative before we started playing tonight. Woo. And someone got a natural 20 on that initiative roll. Believe it or not, that makes them go first. Top of the turn order. Turn 1, Knack. Feldspar. Way to go, Drew.
yeah.
I was really, really hoping you'd roll low so I'd be able to get some good shots off. So, Knack, last week, turning the corner, you saw this host of black chassis Eoxian security robots, their weapons raised, walking towards you through the dimly lit corridor, and over open comms, they have said, "Intruders must suffer! Eradicate living infestation!" In Eoxian, of course.
In Eoxian, Knack responds back, "Yeah, they went down that hallway," and points to the hallway that is next to them, so to think that maybe they'll go there.
I was really hoping you weren't going to point in the room with us.
It is your turn at the start of combat. Is that all you're doing?
No, I'm also going to whip out my major disruption pistol instead of my minor disruption pistol. I would like to take aim at the one that is closest, furthest down the hallway, closest to where Knack is, and get him, fire, and that's a natural 2. So
oh boy.
17 to hit.
Even with your get him?
18 to hit. 19. How much is get him? Good lord.
We've played this game before. We know Starfinder.
A 19 is a hit. A natural 2 is
nice.
a hit.
Woo.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, these guys might be in trouble.
So that is a 15 damage.
Nice. So a little bit of energy damage. This is some sonic smacking into them. This one right in front takes it into the chest and is like, "Why are you shooting at us, Eoxian?" You still got your cloak up, right?
I like how you bots are talking to me. Go back to work, you pieces of flame.
No, they're definitely going to shoot you. But before that, it's Raimi Quindar's turn. Number 2 in our turn order.
Okay, so Raimi sees the 4 guys there. He's still in the...
You're right at the
doorway. So he puts a little do not disturb sign and closes the door and clicks the lock.
Jeez. Oh, man.
And we're just going to wait. No. I would love to see how that plays out.
How'd Knack die?
So Raimi's going to pop out kind of next to Knack and shoot his artillery laser rifle.
Okay. Same one, the one in the lead of this procession of 4.
Yeah, he got some batteries from last time, so he's ready to go.
Okay. Oh boy.
That's a 20.
Oh heavens.
Starting this episode off right.
I like half of that.
So a 37. 39 with get 'em. That's a lot of damage. What are we doing for damage here?
So that's 19 regular damage, and then 18 for the critical effect. And I think I roll, is it 1d6 burn?
Yeah.
For artillery laser, that sounds right at this level. What level artillery laser is it?
Tyler?
It's a level 9.
Level 9?
Was it the Aphelion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double checking on that one.
If it's level 9, yes, it's a 1d6 burn. Ooh, boy.
All right, so we're going to roll that, and that's a 3. So I think it's 40 points of damage. Is that correct?
I can't do math at this time of the day.
37 plus 3, yeah. Right.
37 to hit, 37. So in addition, Miles, to the crit damage and the future burn damage, these things are also vulnerable to critical hits. So it's a little bit more than, 40 damage? It's 1.5 times that.
Oh, that sounds lovely to
1.5
me.
times your base, which was 37. So I can't even add. Well, it's 37 plus 18. 55?
55? Yeah.
Okay, so it's still up, but it has taken a massive hole in its chest that's just burned right through, and I'm sure will live for many rounds after this.
Did they need to roll the save for the burn damage, or
damage? Right, so it'll get a chance to knock off the burn condition. I believe at the end of its turn, it'll take that damage then. But already a lot of damage on this first one. They haven't gone yet. Next in the turn order is Adros Feranis.
All right. Hearing some fire, laser fire and sonic fire from outside the door, Dross will move out, readying his 2 blades. And I think he hadn't seen these guys, so he comes into the hallway. I imagine he can see them. And he's only 40 feet away. Mm-hmm. That's enough to do a charge, so I don't think I'm obstructed in any way. So we're going to charge. Blow up a blade. Snickle snick!
18 on the die?
Yeah.
That's a hit?
Yeah. That's 38 points of damage.
Okay. This one's not looking too good. I'm not liking this guy's chances here. It is still alive. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But next in the turn order, you guys mostly rolled very well on initiative, is Lindra Valis. And you hear this battle going on outside in the hall.
Yeah, I'm going to come out into the hallway, and I'm going to Stellar Rush.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
Also, I'm Photon Attuned.
Okay.
Should I Bull Rush, or should I just hit it at the end? Always a tough choice.
What does your heart tell you?
I think I'm just going to hit it really hard.
That sounds like a great plan. I like that very much.
I think that's what you're going to do, too.
So, with my body or with my stellar weapon? Okay, so I'm going to use my stellar weapon on this at the end of the charge.
So this one, the one that Adros is not attacking?
Right, yeah, the one right in front of me.
Okay, so the second one here, 25, that is a hit.
Awesome.
And what's that?
So that's going to do 37 damage.
37. Okay, that's a hit, and we've done just above about 100 damage already so far, turn 1. But it is their turn now. I get a chance to fight back. And these guys that you are up on top of, Adros and Alindra, they do have a slam attack. I think each of them is going to try that, a single slam against you. The 2 in the back are going to fire. They look like they have some integrated rifle weaponry. So first for these melee attacks, I'm going to go against Adros. A 4. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to look up what their bonus is. Against Alindra. 11 on the dice. Now what is your KAC, Alindra?
27.
Okay, and that is also a miss.
Yay!
Just a little bit better with the melee attacks. But let's go ahead, and these range attacks are going to be a little bit better. They're much better ranged. First, we're going to do one against Adros. Another 4 against Adros.
Yes!
Don't think that's going to do it. Let me double check. Yeah, nope. And one against Alindra.
Another 11.
Oh my god.
Another 11, so I've rolled 2 4s against Adros, 2 11s against Alindra. This one is going to be a hit, even shooting through his buddies, because this is against EAC, which is 26 free?
27.
Oh, 27 as well? Let me double check that. Yeah, nope, that is just a hit, shooting through his buddy, and you are blasted with a static arc rifle shot. So this is electricity damage. Minimum damage. This, I feel, will be a quick fight. That is 8 points of electricity damage. That is their entire turn. Very sad about that. And just for this one that is still burning, I've rolled its reflex save, a 7, so it has saved against that additional burn damage. So that one is... The fire has been put out on its chest. Let's go on to Andis 147 back in the Slimes chamber.
All right, I can see everyone coming out into the hallway and running down there, so I'm going to start heading that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I run through the doors, cut to the left, see a bunch of security robots, and you know what I love to do. I'm going to ask the one that is standing next to Alindra to make a will save.
No.
Good call.
This one, so the one that Adrossa attacked?
No, the one that Alindra
the one that
attacked.
Alindra attacked. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Will save. They've got a great will. Absolutely certain, but I've rolled a 1, so it doesn't matter.
Oh boy, gonna need to know what that. Gonna need to know what the result of that one was.
No, don't worry about it. It's pretty low.
All right.
I keep beating it by like 20.
Okay, good.
The DC.
The DC was 22. So
long as you it fails by 10 or more, right? You have direct command control over
exactly
the construct.
Yeah, so I'm going to use that as my Exocortex's standard action to access another system, and then I'm going to use my standard action as a second move action to track. Let's say these two in the back.
Okay, yep. So these two ranged targets that have been firing weapons, and that is your entire turn, right?
Yeah, yes.
Move. Okay, and that brings us to the top of turn 2. Back to Drew.
All right. Knack is going to move southward in the hallway a little bit.
Towards the fight.
Towards the fight, but get out of the way so that maybe he can get a cleaner shot off of these guys. As an ammo conserving measure, he is going to deposit that major disruption pistol in a cheek pouch and quick draw his Hailstorm Zero pistol that hadn't seen use much in the last few fights. He's going to take a shot, get him at the one that is attacking Adross right now. With a get him, that is a 21 to hit.
Even shooting through your friend Adross, that's a hit.
For only 8 damage.
8 damage. Oh boy. It's still up. And that is your turn. Bring us back to Raimi Quindar.
All right. Well, so Raimi is going to fire magic missile at that robot.
Standing still, full action.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, had a single hit point left. It's dead. Hey. That's all it took. That's what happens when you coordinate multiple shots on this first guy. He's not getting a turn 2. That brings us to Adross, Valronis, Tyler. Your robot is dead.
All right. Patrick.
Oh, that's my name.
Some attacks of opportunity here, I think. Trying to figure out what the best position to be. Lindra's fighting this one security robot. There are 2 others that have been shooting some ranged weapons.
I'm sorry, Andis controls the one I'm in front of, right?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh yeah, this is now your guys' best friend.
Yes, he's our best friend. So
I mean, it's only for one round, so
okay.
you feel free to put some damage on that old sucker.
Then what Adross is going to do, there is a robot directly in front of him. He's not going to go after the Andis controller. He'll leave that to Alindra's proficient hands. But he's going to try and get in behind one of these other ranged robots, he's going to try and pass by this robot on its left and then get in behind it for possibly future flanking. And I think that's going to provoke.
Yes. So provoke him from this one you're moving past with its very effective slam attack. Let's try that. A 12 on the dice. Yeah, that's not going to do it against your KAC. So miss.
Then I'm going to go ahead and just take a single stab
at this one that just tried to take your head off with a slam.
Yeah, just a gentleman's tap with the longsword. Kind of rolled low. Rolled a 5. How's a 23 do?
Against their KAC, it's a hit.
All right, pretty good damage rolls. 42 points of the slash on this guy.
The answer to life, the universe, and destroying robots. 42 on the board, bringing us to Alindra Vallis.
All right, I'm just going to stay where I am and full attack the one that Andis is controlling and that is right in front of me. I'm going to say over my comm link, hey Andis, just make it stand there really still so I can hit it.
You got it. So it just sticks its arms out in the air, and this is like, hit me, mommy. That's a weird thing to say. I don't know why I say that. I'm sorry. I'm very tired, guys. I'm very tired. I'm very sorry.
Alindra, are you my mommy? The robot says in Eoxian. I'm all like that.
All right, this is attack number 1, and that's a 35.
Hit.
Awesome. So that's going to do 40 damage.
Jeez Louise.
Number 2,
Still up.
27. That's 39 damage.
Yeah, okay. I probably should have brought out my calculator at the beginning of tonight's episode to save us some time here, but I think it's still up. Let's see what the calculator says, though. No, it is very dead. With those, 3 hits, I think he did all that damage, so... Dead as a doornail.
Alindra sends Andis a mental high five.
Aww.
And it is now the robot's turn. Learning their lesson, they're going to guarded step away from the murderous Vesk. They're going to try and make some range attacks, but you see this time they seem to be charging up their arc weaponry. Try to make a boosted shot with these static arc rifles. Can't do this very often, but oh boy, I need some damage on the board right now. They're going to also try. We'll do one shot against Edros and one against Alindra. First against Edros. 14 on the dice. That's a hit. Thank goodness. I get to see their arc weaponry. Okay, 3 on the D12. That is 12 points of electricity damage. And Alindra, a super hit, a 19 on the dice. And, oh boy, I wish it could have been a crit. It's still a hit. Rolling real low, guys, tonight. Real low. 2 on the dice, so that is 11 points of electricity damage. 11. Next in the turn order is Andis 147.
All right, let's see. I am going to. This is round 3. I gotta move.
What am I doing with my life?
Oh no!
Get away from Alindra.
Gotta get out of here. I'm just gonna take a 5-foot step back. I'm gonna take a shot at the robot that's moved over to the right side over here. Yeah.
Okay. To your right. That's the one that Adros did put some damage on.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take just a single shot over that way.
Alrighty.
That's going to be a 32 to hit.
You guys rolling very well tonight. That is a hit, of course.
24 points of damage.
The opposite of 42 in many ways. Multiple ways. And it's not looking too good after 2 hits. And that brings us, indeed, to turn 3, Knak-Feldspar.
All right, so I don't really want to move, so I'm just gonna drop prone.
Okay.
On the one that we have been attacking in this hallway between me and Adros on the left-hand side. We're gonna get him, and we're going to Hailstorm Zero Pistol again.
Alrighty, go right ahead.
That is a 24 to hit.
It's a hit.
10 damage. Not doing so hot at that, but...
Not with the damage dice, but every little bit. Helping out. Raimi Quindar, we're back to you.
All right, I'm going to fire on the same robot. Ye old magic missile. Didn't roll amazing, but 12 points of damage.
Alrighty, it's not dead. Not yet. Okay. Edros, we're on.
It's turn 3.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I mean, Adros is literally standing where Alindra probably wants to stand.
I imagine there's just like a 10-second timer above Alindra's head every time you guys enter into the combat, and you're like, you're just counting in your own mind. I gotta get out of here.
I imagine she starts glowing. You probably know.
Yeah.
So
Fiery Nimbus.
Adros is going to take his 2 swords, and he's gonna say, "Knack, catch!" And he throws the swords at Knack. And
all right, make an attack roll to kill Knack. Got it.
Yeah, attack roll to kill Knack. No. So he throws the swords down the hallway. He's gonna swift action, take out a hammer, because he's 10 feet away from the robot. And so he's going to try and he's going to smash actually this robot that has not taken any damage.
Well, this is weird. You've already used your attack rolls to throw swords at Knack, so I don't know how you're going to do that.
Oh no, not those silly attack rolls I rolled. I thought those were free actions.
Do you want to drop them at your feet?
A free action?
Dropping them at your feet's free.
So, but tossing them to a side is not?
Nope. It's an attack action to throw something. Standard action, I should say.
You silly boy. Fine.
I'm sorry. Your swords are going to get exploded. That is a fact. That is going to happen.
All right, fine. The swords can get exploded.
Yeah, let's do damage to swords.
Yeah, doing damage to swords. So just drop them, take out the hammer, and let's try and smash this guy who stepped away from a dross, but is yet to be damaged, I believe.
That is correct.
This is the swoop hammer. Is going to be a 27 to hit.
Hit.
44 points of damage.
Oh boy.
And then a dross is going to do what a gentleman does and run away.
Alindra Alice, we're on to you. Turn 3. What is happening? What's going on in Alindra's mind?
Yeah, who could possibly guess? I'm going to step right in between these two robots and use Supernova. Okay, so that's 42 unless they make a save. Reflex save.
More 42 going on here. So let me make this one that's already taken a ton of damage. This one is very important reflex save. And I rolled fairly low, so that is a failure. 7 on the dice. And he's dead. He gets exploded across the hallway here. Blah. Robot parts. Oil and grease. Springs. I don't know if they have springs. Cogs go flying everywhere. And this other one, less important reflex save here, but also fails it. A lot of damage on that one already. It is back to its turn. And I think just the closest target here, it's going to make a single attack against Alindra. That is a hit. Let's roll that d12 for the 9 on the dice, which is 16 points of electricity damage on this normal attack. And then it's going to retreat somewhat to a firing position down the hallway as its move action, and I don't know if it's retreated far enough because it's now Andis's turn.
Don't think it has, Patrick. Andis is going to step forward to just in front of Alindra.
Oh no, I forgot you can move too.
Right. Oh no! My plan! My perfectly laid plans! No! That's going to be a 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right. 20 damage. Sonic.
Had 19 hit points left. It's dead.
Yes!
Jeez Louise.
Alindra gives Andis a real high five this time.
Real high five.
Boy, I was looking at their stats and I'm like, these are pretty beefy security robots. All right, I'm excited about this fight. They got special attack they can do and some cool guns. No. Turn 3. We are out of combat, everyone. Good job. Good job, everyone.
It feels nice to roll well for once.
Yeah, Miles starting off the attack run with that
right?
huge crit. Why don't you, now that you're further down this hallway and taking a look, you got some robot corpses around you, make me a perception check. Alrighty, so who's rolled the highest here? I see some low rolls.
Looks like Andis.
Yeah, it looks like me. I rolled a 29.
Okay, so looking down this hallway to the aft of the ship, like the backside of the ship, kind of from where you came, you see another large set of double doors. And then it looks like the hallway goes back to the starboard side of the ship where the hangar is, and there's another bit of the hallway that goes port side. So a hallway kind of that runs parallel to the one you're in now, and yeah, right at the end of where you're staring down. Another set of doors. Lots of doors to go through now. What do you guys want to do?
If I remember correctly, we had received an SOS from the starboard side of the ship.
Yeah, well, that was when you entered. So most everything was, I think it was port side, but it was towards the interior of the ship. Port side's left, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Double checking like I do just about every other episode where we have to talk about ships.
They have 4 letters, port and left.
Star has 4 letters. That doesn't.
Sorry. So I guess what I was saying is,
You want to look for that?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, right. I thought we'd said that it was coming from this direction. Is that not the case?
If you take the time and want to try and triangulate now, it does seem to be coming from the aft of where you are standing. So it's very possible it's these double doors that you're looking at the moment.
Okay.
These down here.
To your right, players, and down this new hallway
Okay.
you're looking down.
Yeah. I indicate that to the team.
Hey, Andis, do you see anything that maybe we could get a map of this place? I know we're not going to know what's inside the rooms, but at least I'd like to know what direction we're headed in here.
I look down at my data pad with the map on it, and I show the map to Knack.
Hey, we got a map.
I was like, the one we downloaded, dude. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you did get a very brief map that had, a lot of rooms that just said secure sites. And you had a couple, including, I think, the slime chamber that you explored that had a room like maintenance or something along those lines, something pretty vague still. Yeah. So it's not very useful. But this room that you are looking at now, you think the distress signal is coming from, does indeed say secure site.
It leaves me uncomfortable to not go into these rooms and make sure we're not going to get followed by something that's watching us without us knowing. But I'll listen to you guys. What do you want to do?
I think we should follow our original directive and follow the distress beacon. Once we find out where they are, we can go back if necessary. But I think we should answer their call.
I agree. I mean, we're kind of on a time clock here. There's a battle going on outside, and we kind of need to get this taken care of.
All right, so you want to follow Andis?
Doesn't Knack have a disguise?
I do have
It's worked so well already. So
It worked on the security bots.
Let's keep doing that.
I mean, I'm a little worried that if these are friendlies, that looking like the bad guys is gonna give us away somewhat.
Fair enough. All right, let's go.
Are you going back to OG classic original Knack style?
I was gonna go for 80s glam Knack, but nah, that's fine. OG Knack's fine.
So the double doors leading here to the aft of the ship are indeed electronically locked. There's a couple ways to
open with brute strength.
No, you don't. Definitely not.
Raimi knocks on the door politely.
Is that indeed what you want to do, Miles?
No, that sounds like a horrible idea.
All right, well, that seems like something you might suggest.
You are 100% correct.
I was about to say, you got to move up to the door, too, to knock on it. I'll reveal, you guys see the rest of these hallways, some more doors leading starboard and port side.
Max starts sweating, seeing all the doors.
So many rooms, so much loot.
Andis, can you get these doors open?
Yeah, this seems... engineering, computers, what do you think?
It's up to you. You can both hack into the door or try and physically remove the lock with engineering. One is easier than the other. I believe you engineered your way past the slime door last week. I forget.
I'm gonna computers my way past this door.
Out of obligation, I have to ask if this can be assisted.
It's a very small access panel. I'll allow one person to assist.
Miles, I'm plus 17. You're probably better than me with this.
But it doesn't matter. It's a DC 10 to assist.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm plus 21.
Like Andis needs it, right?
That's what I said. Out of obligation, just in case he rolls a negative.
What
10.
did you roll?
I rolled a 33.
Okay, well, it was DC 35, so you should be happy. Knack was like, no, don't cross that wire.
Right.
or Raimi or whoever assisted. So with a 35, you are able to spoof a signal. It seems like it does require some kind of security card to access this room. Mm-hmm. But you were able to fool it. Fooler can't be fooled, no matter how many times you open this door. And it opens up to a very large room. I'm going to have to scroll on the map. It's so large.
Oh no, scrolling. Oh, are those bathrooms?
Well, these
are beds.
It's like they're prison
have
cells.
bathrooms in them. Calm down, Tyler. Getting creepy. So it's fairly brightly lit, this room, unlike many of the others that are almost all dim light, save on, I guess, electricity if you have dark vision. And Yeah, it's one of the few brightly lit areas of the Empire of Bones that you've seen, and you get the impression that this could be sealed, this room, to contain atmosphere. And indeed, maybe because of that, you see these 4 barred cells that run the length of the aft wall with closed lock metal gates. And each seems to have a keypad with a red light on it. And in the back of the room, you see a small desk with a computer console. A metal cabinet hangs on the 4 wall right behind it.
All right, I'm walking over to the computer console.
Are you guys all moving in?
I'm gonna check out this.
Follow Andis.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check out this cabinet.
Dross wants to start. Yeah,
Pooping.
Dross wants to know. These are, what looks like to be in front of us are kind of jail cells. So Dross wants to start at the furthest cell and just start checking each one for people.
Yeah, and this is gonna toss a data pad to Adros so Adros can see if the signal's coming from one of these empty cells or if there's something else.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, you're searching the desk, this cabinet. Everyone make me a perception check, and I'll tell you what you see, when you see, why you see.
Man, my perception rolls have been so low lately.
God, 22. I think you're all right.
Yeah, but that's a 2 on the dice.
Oh boy.
Patrick, how about a survival check instead? Can I talk you into survival here?
What do you, as a player, have to offer me in the form of a bribe?
Undying love. I will
Please
also
roll me
buy you-
perception, Tyler, right now. Thank you.
No! Oh, beans.
Tyler, you should have offered to stick your hand in some strange hole and just like whatever happens, happens.
So
I can make you a robo hand.
with the data pad set up by Andis, going to the far port side of this room and checking that first chamber, it seems like the signal does indeed get weaker as you kind of walk away from the doors in the middle of this room. Here at the desk, you guys see what looks like a pretty secure looking computer on the tabletop, an Eoxian machine, and a cabinet that when you open up, it seems like you see where maybe a security keycard would be slotted or rested, but it is empty. There's some other items in here. It looks like a lot of gear, some magical, some technological. But as you guys are searching this room, it's time for initiative roll checks.
Of course.
Because the metallic floorboards rattle a bit, and one of them begins to move by itself, and emerging from them, small folk, dwarven undead. These are indeed very generic undead that we've used for icons on the show, but they very distinguished looking zombie-like dwarves coming at you, seem to be crawling out of the ship itself. We've rolled initiative. Let's see how I do with my initiative.
Oh, no.
Not grand, but
Better than Raimi and Edris.
probably. Oh yes, I'm definitely better. I've rolled a 12 on my initiative die. But first at the top of the order again is a Gnak-Feldspar.
It's a me, Knack.
These guys on their surprise round have indeed moved, and now they are standing on solid ground.
All right, so Knack is going to take aim at the most upright one. Upright. Well, they're all upright because they're walking, but the
most starboard.
Yes, the most starboard and for northward on the map, and he is going to quick draw his minor disruption pistol, take aim, and get him. That is a 24 to hit
Against EAC, that's a hit.
For 10 damage.
Ouchies.
And after that, he is going to move a little bit. He's going to move up here to get a little distance and get a little bit out of the line of sight of these cats.
Putting yourself in the very back of this room, back against the wall. Next in the turn orders, and is 147.
I'm going to track two of these guys. I'm going to track the two on the starboardmost side of the room, because those are the two that I have a clear shot to.
Yep, closest to you, right?
I'm going to target the two at the aft of the room, and I'm going to take a shot at the one in the front.
All right, this one that Knack also just shot at.
Yeah. Ooh, that one, the one that looks real juicy and targeted. So I rolled I got a 21, but with +2, it's 23.
Against EAC, it's a hit.
All right, that's going to be 26 points of damage.
Oh boy. Okay. So blasting this one, it's moved. It can take that hit, but oh boy, it doesn't like getting all this damage. It looks at you guys in your direction, murder in its eyes. But before it can act, it's Alindra Vallis's turn.
Okay, I'm going to move just a little bit over and Stellar Rush at this guy in front. And this time I'm actually going to use a Bull Rush.
Okay. Yep. So this will be that old K.C. attack to try and blast him backwards. He has technically moved, so not flat-footed. This is the one that has been hit twice already. Go ahead and make me that attack.
All right, that's a 23 to hit.
That, even with Ginham, you have to hit 4 plus its KAC at this point, right? With your improved Bull Rush?
I think is it not combat maneuvers?
It's a combat maneuver, which is normally +8 versus its KAC, but you did take an improved Bull Rush, which makes it only +4. Even with the 25, that is not enough.
Okay.
So no pushing it back, but it gets to make a reflex save for half damage.
Right.
I've rolled well. Oh boy, here's a couple
man.
episodes around. 19 on the Dice Forge reflex save. It has passed, so half damage. What's that?
So that's 9 damage then.
Ooh, thank goodness. And it is their turn now. You are kind of blocking this one's path to kill your squishy ranged teammates in the back of the room. It is going to it's going to have to attack you now, and its friend is going to come up around the back side of you as it maneuvers into a flanking position around Alindra Vallis. And these two other undead dwarves at the far side of the room take a look at Edros Veronis with murderous eyes and move directly up to him. Also,
Favorite kind of eyes.
Also going to try and make some attacks. They've got these chipped and pretty rusty looking tactical knives that they are going to bring out, try and slash at you.
Do I get a reaction to either of those, or were they far enough away?
Nope. This one, the one that has not been hit closest to you, has moved kind of around the back side of you. They have a good amount of movement, and this one that you have bull rushed is just going to guard its steps.
Oh, okay.
No attacks there, and these other two just move straight up to Edros. Let's do the Edros attacks first. So a couple knives. First one, 3 on the dice is a miss. The second one, a 16 on the dice is a hit. A flat-footed Edros Veronis.
Can you damage me?
I've rolled 5 on 2d4. That's, boy, 15 points of slashing damage.
Oh, just a little bit. You got a little bit in there.
Straight cut, maybe to your cheek. Does not a lot of damage, I imagine. These other two that come around the backside of you, Alindra, don't have a pistol drawn yet. It looks like they're going to try and make a KAC attack, a combat maneuver against you. At least one of them. Let's see. This first one is going to come around the backside of you, and it's going to try and grapple you. So I make the grapple check. Let's try it out. Probably not going to be hit. Let me double check on this. Even with flanking, I need to hit at least a 31. I do, guessing, have the improved maneuvers. And whatever, I've rolled a 10 on the dice. That's unfortunately not going to be enough. So seeing that his friend has failed, the other one that's flanking you is going to try the same thing. They look to just be trying to take you down. Oh boy, natural cheat. That is their turn because they are unable to grasp a very slippery Alindra Vallis, or maybe they're stabbing themselves on the pointy bits of your armor. Bringing us to Raimi Quindar.
All right, so Raimi is going to fire at the closest one to him with his artillery laser.
Yeah, only about 10 feet away.
Pew pew action. 31.
That is a hit.
For 24 points of damage.
All right, pretty good. Is there any movement you'd like to make? Just kind of hunkered behind the desk at this point.
Yeah, I'm just going to hunker behind the desk.
Hunker. And that brings us bottom of the turn order. Edros Veronis, Tyler, it's your turn.
Yeah, bring it up the bottom. Oh boy. I'm very far away from any of my friends, and I've got these two guys on me, but Edros took a knife to the face, cheek region, and it didn't hurt too bad, so I think he feels pretty confident that he can take these guys on, but he didn't have any weapons out. He just was using a data pad. So I'm gonna have to drop the data pad, hopefully it doesn't break, and use a move action to, let's take out the 2 swords.
Roll a D100 for me on that data pad.
Okay. 88.
Lucky 88. No, that's fine.
Okay. I don't think I have the UPBs to make Andis a new data pad.
Your map is destroyed.
My prized possession, no!
I watched the Space YouTube drop test video for that particular model of data pad.
Battery life terrible on these data pads, but they can withstand a drop from 10 feet or higher.
So bad. I'm going to stab, or actually, I'm going to slash at this guy directly in front of me, and I'm going to use. Oh, what is it called? I'm going to use the magma blade because it has a holy fusion on it. So if this guy has any DR, we're going to slice right through them.
Not a terrible idea. It wanted to be a 1. It got knocked to a 19. That's a hit.
Oh yeah, I like that much better. 25 points of slashing and fire.
And this one to your north, aka starboard. Yeah. Okay. First damage on him. Turn 2, top of the turn order, Knak-Feldspot.
Knack is going to take his move action to boost his minor disruption pistol. He's going to aim at this one right in front of this jail cell on the aft side. Is that correct?
Yep, the one behind Alindra that you have already hit before.
Yes. And he is going to take that boosted minor disruption pistol shot. Get him! That is a 29 to hit.
That's a hit.
For 8 damage, and I'm going to boost that by another 5, so it'll be 13 damage.
All right, not bad. Great. Bringing us to Andis 147. Back to you, Chipper.
All right, I'm going to take a step around the desk here, and I'm going to be facing directly down at the one I'm targeting. I'm going to use my exocortex to try to begin accessing that computer. See if there's something. See if there's maybe something useful on that.
It is, I believe, not locked. Let me double check. No, it will take some time to unlock this one.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, right. We decided it worked different. Never mind. I'm going to, and I am just gonna take me a shot at that fool. Yeah, 32.
Yeah, 34 with get him. That's a hit.
That's gonna be it. Sorry, is this big get him? Little get him.
Little get him.
Yeah, teeny get him.
That's what I thought. 25 points of damage on that one.
All right.
And that's going to do it for me.
All right, calm down. Let me get some F in here. It's still up, but this guy's taken, like 4 or 5 shots now. Alindra Valis, these two seem to think they can flank you, get away with it.
Yeah, I'm going to take a guarded step so that I'm right next to the guy that people have not been hitting.
Oh, no, that's the one that's been hit a lot.
Oh, is it? Is this the one with Get 'em?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was the other guy. All right, perfect. Well, that was a really good choice. Good job, Alindra. All right, so...
You want to... Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Oh,
no, that's
okay.
That's great.
You don't want to let him live for another round or two?
No.
Since he's next
really
on the turn order? All right, cool.
So guarded step, and I'm going to use my solar weapon against it. That's a 24 to hit.
With get 'em, that is a miss.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, it gets KAC. Thank goodness, because it's its turn. And its friend is going to move around the backside of you again. And I really want to strangle someone to death. So that's what they're going to do on their turn. All 4 of these guys, 2 around Alindra, 2 around Edros, trying to slip some hands, some undead greasy hands into your helmet, trying to choke you out. Let's do Edros first, because I've got to roll pretty darn high on these dice. So first attack against Edros, 9 on the dice, and second attack is a 12. These guys cannot seem to do it. Let's go to Alindra. Alindra first one trying to choke you out. 8 on the dice, not enough. 3 attacks, no hits. 4th one has gotta go, right? It's gotta be a natural 20. I've rolled a 5. That is less than average of 9, I think, on all these attack rolls. Nobody go back and look at my attack rolls from this episode so far. Those are all misses. I know I am still trying to hit a hard KAC target, but even so, I don't think these might not have hit your regular KAC.
Patrick, you need to clear your cache, bro. Clear your cache, not a thing.
Don't tell him to do that. That's
I've
the
ever
secret.
done, but I'm if there's some hocus, some pocus, some hoodoo voodoo that will make me roll 20s, I'm all for it. But while I'm doing that, Miles, it is Remy Quindar's turn because they have basically flubbed a couple turns in a row now.
All right, so Raimi is going to take aim at the gentleman, right in front of him that's flanking Elintra.
Yep, the one that you attacked last turn.
Yes.
Time for round 2.
That's a 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
For 25 points of damage.
All right, even more damage than last turn. Another hit. Next in the turn order, right after Remy Quindar. Bottom of the turn order, I should say. Edros Veronis, Tyler, we're back to you. You got 2 of these guys surrounding you. They don't know you can't be flanked. I've forgotten all about that. It's even harder to hit you.
Yeah. I think Edros is dodging hands, trying not to get choked, and then you see him kind of perk up, and he goes, "Oh, there are 4 undead guys and 4 cells. I think these guys died in their cells." And
is that the epiphany Edros has in the fight?
Detective Edros is on the job.
Dross has this epiphany. Are they wearing Eoxian gear at all, or are they just wearing?
No, it looks like pretty
rusty,
rugged,
old, ratty stuff.
Space suits. Yeah, that have deteriorated. There's like rips in them, so they definitely are not sealed in there, and they are undead. You can see it in their eyes.
If Dross might look at one and goes, "All right, hey, maybe we don't need to fight. We hate the Eoxians. You probably died from them. We can team up."
Do you speak Eoxian?
Right.
I'm just kidding. They don't. They speak common. These were dwarves once.
I was about to say, I was like, I thought they were dwarves, and I could get past the Eoxian thing.
Haha. No, but in common, this one might say back to you,
We want your weapons. We want your ship. We want to kill.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I could give you a ship, but I can't give you weapons, and you can't kill me. And,
well, the dice will decide that, Tyler. So
see, okay.
Start rolling ones and hitting yourself, please.
I'll try so hard. Seeing that diplomacy has failed, and they're obviously not interested in any kind of parlay, I feel like it is only just to give them double magma blades. So this same guy that I attacked last turn, but this time double. I would go for the triple, but I don't have get him, so I'm just going to go with the double magma blade.
2 attacks. Make those roll.
29 against KAC.
First one's a hit.
That's 25 points of damage.
Same as last turn. All right. Attack number 2.
Ooh, that's a miss.
You rolled a 2.
It's 2.
Oh, it would have been max damage as well. Yep, that is indeed a miss, but it's quite all right. Because it's turn 3. And at the top of the turn order, we're back to Knack.
All right, Knack would like to ready a battery for his move action, one of his Kishali batteries. Mm-hmm. And he wants to point at the one that we have put so much damage on, but is still not down, and say, "Get him!" And that's it.
You can make an attack.
Oh, can I swap a battery then?
No, so pulling it out of your pocket or what have you is a move action.
Right, so I use that move action, but I need to apply it to a gun, and I figured I didn't have the action economy to do that.
that'll take a standard action as well.
Yeah,
standard.
Can I do that? Can I do that as a
Sorry.
move action next turn, or is that is that only a standard action?
No, it's a move action to reload, right?
Yeah, it's a move action to reload. Wait, Knack, do you have quick draw?
I don't have my batteries in a cheek pouch, so.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And have it
Smart move. Do not put batteries in your cheek pouch.
The overheating problems are.
Yeah, so you can use a move action next turn. Do you have ammo left?
Not in this gun anymore, so I wanted to ready that to do that. Basically, to ready the battery this turn, get them, swap the battery next turn, get them shoot.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to just spend this turn pulling it out and reloading, you can.
And do I still have the action economy to get him, that dude?
No.
I see that I would rather have to get him than to do it.
Yeah, Patrick, what he's saying is that he wants to pull it out this turn, get him, then next turn reload, and then
that is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I think I stopped you from doing that, but
Yeah, that's
That makes sense.
That's
if
what
you
I
are
am saying.
completely out.
Yes.
So get him on this one that you have hit many a time, bringing us to Andis147, who might be able to put the pièce de résistance on this guy that's got get him on. What you got, Jabert?
I certainly hope so, because I've got 10 ammo with that dude's name on it. And,
Oh boy.
yep. And so I'm gonna take my first shot. Is it okay if I take my first shot, see what the result is, and then decide if I want to target a different guy for the second shot?
Unfortunately, no. You'll have to declare. There's abilities that'll let you do that to snapshot. I think after you've started firing.
Oh, what abilities are those? Out of curiosity.
There's some soldier ones that let you do indeed just that.
Oh, okay.
You have to declare your shots and make them. You want to double on this guy or split up those attacks? It is turn 3, just a reminder. And Alindra is next in the turn. So maybe we're overthinking this.
Warning.
Yeah.
Warning.
Warning. I will shoot. I'll take my first shot at this guy I've been shooting, and then my second shot, I'm gonna just shoot right through that dude, all the way to the one that Adros is dealing with.
Ooh,
Plus one
Gonna take some negatives, but hopefully I get lucky. So here's shot number 1. All right, that one is a 36 to hit,
I'd say that's pretty lucky. That's a hit.
and that's gonna be 26 on the damage.
It is still up, but
All right.
you can still shoot through him.
All right.
To his friend on the other side.
Yeah, so I'm taking a little bit of a negative because it's outside of my my range, and I'm shooting through a dude. But I at least have that guy tracked. So here we go.
And coordinated.
And coordinated. Yeah. So I'll get a +1 and a -2 for range, -2 for cover, or -4 for cover.
-2.
Okay, cool. So total, this will be -7.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
We did the math, folks. It checks out.
You had it here.
All right, so that's going to be a 33 -7, which is a 26 to hit.
Still a hit.
Yes! That's going to be a 20 points of damage on that guy.
All right. Yeah, he's pretty bloodied. Not looking too good after that attack. Alindra Vallis, we're on to you.
All right, turn 3. You know what that means. I'm being flanked, and I'm going to supernova both these guys.
They don't know this. I would have used my GM knowledge if I could. They just want to murder the closest. Oh,
So that'll do 37 damage unless they make a reflex save.
a lot of 11 d6. That's so many d6. Let's do. Well, it doesn't even matter. Even if this one passes, that you guys have been wailing on, it is obliterated in solar fire.
Yes.
He had like 7 hit points left. This one that Raimi has been shooting. Let me roll that reflex save. A 9 on the dice. It is a failure. Yes. DC 21 reflex. So taking that full damage, 37. It is still up, but wow. This one's also taken a great deal of damage. I think the only one that hasn't is the one that is flanking behind Edros at the far end of the room. It is their turn. They are down to 3. Boy, oh boy. Really want to get off one of these. One of their special attacks, which is to strangle the life out of someone. So I'm going to keep trying. This one that is on death's door in front of Alindra. Hey, I'm going to roll a 20 one of these days, Tyler. You'll be sorry, and you'll be like, I should have asked him to use a lesser attack.
You're gonna have GMs screaming in their car to do something else.
It's too cool if it goes off. So let's first attack Alindra Vallis. D20, natural 20 on the
Unbelievable.
Shut up, Tyler. Why did
I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta do a victory dance off microphone. Mute the microphone and do that dance. Let's see if I can pick this up. Yeah. That's all I have to do is talk about it for like 5 minutes before I roll the dice.
And you have to have pronking Tyler say like, yeah, why you keep doing that?
All right.
Listen, probability says I had a sound argument.
That's not how dice rolling works. Okay, unfortunately, this one does indeed gets a couple of greasy, undead hands around Alindra Vallis's neck. And we're in danger territory here. I need you, Rebecca, to make a fortitude save for me.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It would really help me if you rolled low right now. Really help.
It's a 21. 13 on the dice, 21.
DC 18, so you have passed.
Oh, man.
Oh, thank goodness.
So no cool effect. You're still taking some damage here, though, as it's throttling the life out of you. Whoa, 2 on the D12. 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it's trying to choke you out. But yeah, you've got a pretty thick, meaty neck, not able to get it going. Feeling good, so let's keep the train rolling. These two are going to try the same attack on Adros, who I'm sure has a worse fortitude. What am I doing?
It's way worse. It's way worse.
First attack is a 10 on the dice. Miss. Second is a 19, which is indeed a hit against your KC +4. So, Tyler, now it's time, buddy. Make me that fortitude save.
I'm not going to make any eel jacket comments here.
I reserve my eel jacket comment.
I reserve my
I
eel
learned
jacket
lesson in book 5.
Plus 12 to fort, so I just need to roll a 6 or better, which I am probably...
Oh, no!
Yes, 5 on the dice.
Quit doing math, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, what's going on?
Oh,
Tyler
man.
said, what's going on?
I don't... How mad are you guys going to be if I don't use this jacket?
I mean, I want to see what happens when you fail a fort save against these guys, so go for it, dude.
Alright, just do it, Patrick. Just do it. Do whatever.
Final answer, Tyler.
Yes, final answer. Lock it in.
Okay, great.
You have an eel jacket for a reason.
All right, so let me roll some damage dice. 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Whoop-de-doo.
Oh,
okay, that's
1
fine.
point for that.
Yeah.
No, I think my constitution.
I'm not done.
I know.
I get to roll more stuff. Roll this D4. You also take 2 points of con damage. Constitution damage. Thank goodness. So that will drop some hit points off you, but not too much. 2 on a D4. That is their entire turn. I can rest easy. These guys can go to their second graves again, knowing they've done some damage here. That brings us to Remy Quindar. We're back. Back to you.
All right. Well, I'm just... Here I go firing again. 24 against EAC.
Against EAC is a hit.
It's 24 points of damage. Pew, 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 pew.
Double 24s. Oh, it is. It is hanging on by a thread, but it's
Oh my
still
gosh.
Yeah, 4 hits, tanked 4 hits, including one Elendravelis, full explosion. Edros Ferrana spotted the turn order. These guys, one of them is grappling you. I should say both Elendra and Edros are grappled, as per the condition.
Remind me what that condition affects.
Grappled, it's not as bad in Starfinder. You can't take two-handed actions. You have a one-handed weapon, so whatever. It's a -2 to your armor class, attack rolls, reflex saves, dex skill checks, and you can't take attacks of opportunity.
Okay. So basically, this attack will be at a -2. These attacks will be at a -1. Or maybe just this attack. Okay. So being grappled or being strangled, I suppose, Adros is just going to stab out with the long sword, the ultra thin long sword. Just try to
Now, do you want to attack the
hunk of
one
flesh.
that's been attacking you, or the one that is currently grappling? Because this guy is not taking any damage yet.
Oh, I see. I misunderstood which one is my grappling.
Yep.
He's just grappling. Yeah. So this guy's grappling from me from behind. So
Yep.
I'm definitely just Adros is just gonna have to let him go for now, and just try to keep attacking the guy who he has been attacking. He wants to just drop him and move on. So
Okay.
let's do the ultra thin longsword and try and take this guy out. Yeah, single attack. I want to make sure this lands.
Okay. Ooh, what'd you roll?
Probably. Man, I rolled a 6. Come on, Adros. 24 altogether.
22 with being grappled, right?
Yes, 22 with being grappled.
Against KC, that is a miss against these guys. Ooh, this one lives to fight into hopefully turn 4. Knack, Feldspar, back to you.
Knack, seeing the way that things seem to be going with this, he's going to move down here. Let me make sure my math is right on this.
Just to the edge of the desk.
I need to move one more space down.
Oh, I'm trying to help Adros about 60 feet away.
Oh, it seems like it. And we might need to get him, and we are going to use our clever improvisations to save an RP, but have the improved get him hit everybody in the 60-foot radius, which should be everybody that is still left standing.
I'm sorry, just using get him?
Yes.
No, got it. So still not reloaded that weapon. That is fine.
I needed to move in order to get that to hit, so.
Makes sense. And this 147, we're on to you.
All right, we're doing more trick shots because Drew jumped right in the way between me and the one that is attacking Alindra.
Sorry.
So I've a quick drawing Kishuli battery, loading it in as a move action. I got no tracking. On this guy, but I do got that big get him.
Which one are you talking about?
The one that is currently grappling Alindra.
Okay, make that attack.
All right, so I got -2 from Knack. Okay, +2 from Knack. Okay, that should be good. Okay, here we go. 21 versus EAC.
Is that incorporating get him?
Yes.
21 is going to be a miss.
No.
Shoot. Against EAC. Oh no, Alindra Valis.
Finally drop prone.
You are grappled by this one. That is, it's not doing too well. He's taking a lot of hits.
All right, but I can still take a swing at him, right?
Yep. Single
For -2,
weapon.
is that right?
Yes, correct. Don't think it's
All
going to
right.
matter in this guy's case if you're making a single attack.
There it goes. All right, that's a 32 to hit.
Yep.
It's gonna work. All right, so that's 40 damage.
42
had-
damage.
5 hit points
42
left.
damage.
So you cut the dwarf's head right off. It goes rolling across the room. Very dead. You have a move action? You'd like to make?
Yeah, now that I'm not grappled anymore, I'm gonna move down here and flank with the Dross.
Yes. Flanking buddies.
It is the undead's turn. This one that you are now flanking maybe senses you, not even looking in your direction, but just wheels around the very last second before you come up to him with the blade, and it's just gonna try and slash you. 2 attacks with this knife. I'm done. My strangling days are over. So double attacks. Let's try this. 5 on the dice. A miss. Let's try the second one. Oh, 3 on the dice. Okay. All right, guys.
That's a nice try.
All right, while this one is grappling you, Edros, it's going to try and also stab you with a tactical knife. Just one time, though. What is your KC?
29.
Okay, so
Sorry. Does the how many hands does that dwarf have?
Dose.
Oh, it only takes 1 hand to grapple. Okay, got it.
See,
Got it.
one greasy hand. I think I might have described it as both around Electrus, but
Okay.
one is like a knife pressed to Adros's throat, which maybe makes a very slight slashing attack. Let's see if this does any kind of damage. Okay, 1 point of damage because I rolled 15 on the dice. Right? No. What's your...
Oh, my DR is 11, so...
Okay, so 4 points of damage. Aha! Slashing damage. That is their turn. Raimi Quindar, we're back to you. You got some pretty far targets now across this room.
Let's see. Doesn't matter.
You've got a pretty long range on the old
On everything
heavy
that I
weapon.
have.
Yeah.
Who's doing the worst again? Is the one from Alindra?
It looks like, indeed, yeah, the one that Alindra and Andros are flanking has taken a good deal of damage. Looks like some magma blade cuts into its hide.
All right.
And some sonic damage.
I'm not going to spoil all their fun, so I'm just going to cast a little magic missile action here. And that will be 15 points damage.
Ooh, yeah.
Big get him is up, so that would be 7.
Oh, big gun's up? Okay, so 17 points of damage.
Nice. You did that math very quickly. It's still alive. Sadly, still alive, but taking some more concussive force damage. Edros Faranas, this one's looking really weak. In front of you, flanking with Alindra. What do you got, Tyler?
All right, since Knack is cheering me on and Alindra, my flanking buddy, is there. Alindra, you hear Adros? He's got a hand around his throat, but he's like, flanking buddies! And he's just gonna double attack with the magma blade. Just two magma blades.
The one that's flanked.
Yes, the one that's flanked.
Okay.
So, probably a miss. That's a 5 on the dice.
Straight up, that's a miss. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we see higher than a 5? That's a 12. 30.
That is a hit against K.C.
Oh man, minimum damage. 21 points of damage.
23 with Big Get 'em.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
It is still up. Jeez. But yeah, that's about hit number 4 or 5 on this bad mamma jamma. It is the top of turn 5, Gnak-Hurter.
Reloading. Knack is going to finally reload that gun. He's going to take aim.
Do you call it out?
Yeah, like in Left 4 Dead. Reloading. Phil's over here, and he's going to take aim at the one that is between Adras and Alindra. Get him and attack with that minor disruption pistol one more time.
Shooting through your buddy at range. Outside of range. Let's see.
Oh, I am outside of range. Prong.
Yeah.
That is a 24 minus...
minus 2 for that range, right? 40 foot?
Yeah.
Coordinated.
Ooh, +1 for coordinated. So we'll call that a minus 1. 23 against EAC. You are shooting through Alindra, though. That is a miss. Yeah, that would have been more than enough damage.
Keep forgetting about the pronking range on these guns.
Well, you had to reload. And this 147, maybe you can save the day. What you got to burn?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to move sort of across the room, and I'm going to take a shot at the one strangling Adras, because I have faith in Alindra.
Oh, on the far side. Got it.
Yeah. Should still be
a lot of melee here. Oh, no. Well, you got a pretty clear shot moving forward.
Yeah, I think I should have a clean enough shot here, but it's not tracked. It is Big Get 'em though. So
it's no longer Big Get 'em.
Oh, you just went. Oh shucks. Oh beans. Oh, here we go. Anyway.
+1 for coordinate shot.
So that's going to be a 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
Yes. And that's about as close as I can get to max damage. That's a
couple
34.
Ouch. Okay, so first damage that's taken, but he feels it. Feels that sonic blast.
Yeah, you let go of that lizard.
Alindra Valis, we're on to you.
All right, I'm just going to stay where I am in flanking position, and I'm going to full attack with my solar weapon.
Oh! Throwing caution to the wind!
Actually, it's not even necessary. I'm just going to do one. Just one swing.
Bringing caution back in from the wind swept landscape.
It's get 'em Dan flanks. Double attack.
Putting caution back in your pockets. Single attack.
All right, so that's
you
27.
didn't roll a 1. That's a hit.
All right, awesome. So that's going to do 35 damage.
It is very it had 5.
Figured.
2.
And now I have a move action, so I'm going to move around to the other side of the other guy next to Adras. So I'm flanking with Adras again, and I realize that will provoke.
Oh no! So it didn't renew its grapple check from the previous turn, so Adras is no longer grappled. I think it ends, or it might end. Yeah, because it made the attack. It does get the attack of opportunity. Let's see how I do on this dice for the slashing. That is a hit. 14 on the dice, 6 on 2d4, so that's 16 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Is Alindra going to survive? That's what all the fans out there want to know.
Yeah, I'm actually into HP damage now. Only 1, but yeah.
Oh boy, how will
you
turn around from that? It is their turn. This one's got a couple targets. I mean, both looking tantalizing at this point. I think Adras is very hard to kill, but it is going to try and strangle one of you. On a 1 or a 2, it's going for Adras. 3 or 4, Alindra's shut the door. Oh, it wants Adras. It wants to take the best down so bad. Oh boy, here we go. Let's roll this D20 together, everyone. Listeners at home, clap if you believe in natural 20s. You didn't clap at home. I can't believe it. Roll the 12. That's a miss. Raimi Quindar, back to you. Guys, finish this fight off. This is sad. My dice rolling sad at this point.
I guess I cast Magic Missile again because I don't want to have cover from Adras.
He will, yeah, from where you're standing. You could move up and fire if you wanted, kind of close to Andis, but it is up to you. Magic missile.
That's 14 points of damage.
Okay, 14.
No, yes, 14.
No, yes. Got it. Edros Veronis.
All right, Adros is no longer being choked, so he's gonna just look at this guy, and he's got get him right.
Nope.
We're flanking.
We've had a failure in the system.
Get him guy died, so
No, get him guy died. How unfortunate.
To what extent will Adros throw caution to the wind?
Adros is gonna look back at Knack and say, "Get this guy," and then I'm gonna hit him really, 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 really hard.
Okay.
And he's gonna hold his turn until after Knack goes.
Okay, so nothing this turn. You want to wait? Go after Knack. Knack, are you moving forward?
Knack doesn't need to move forward because he is going to say, "Get him," and he is going to say, "Look, Chumley, you're already dead once. Do you want to be dead twice? Clever feint."
Oh boy.
All right, so that's a 30 on that bluff check. Do I need to roll my expertise?
No, that is enough.
All right. So this guy's get him and flat-footed and flanked.
I would like to
So-
take my turn now, Patrick.
Edros, you would be a fool to roll 2 1s on your full attack right now. Foolish fool.
Or
My
3
full
ones.
attack. My full attack is 3 attacks, Patrick. So
Oh, okay. So -6. Let's do it. Valhalla.
well, so we've got +2 from get him. We've got +2 from flanking, and he's flat-footed. So -2 to these attacks, and I'll let you do the AC. But 3 long swords. First long sword.
It wanted to be a classic game.
34, that's gonna hit. 40 points of damage. Second long sword. 27 to hit. That's gonna
That's a hit.
I think. 38 points of damage. Third attack. Oh, it's a miss. Dang it!
Yeah, I was about to say, he goes down on that last one, and your sword goes flailing into the iron bars because he's chopped in half.
Yes!
And
Yeah!
which means we're out of combat.
Yay.
You show those dwarves what for.
I do kind of feel bad. I honestly think these were just prisoners who probably died in these cells and just haunted the place.
Look, you've been attacked in a bathroom, you've been attacked in a jail cell. Where other places are you going to get attacked by dead guys, Adros? Come on.
I think the next place would be the dressing room, Knack.
Well, we haven't found one of those yet, but let's see what we can find in these jail cells and this cabinet and then this computer.
To the theater!
So, hold on. While y'all are doing that, I would like to take a 10-minute rest and get my stamina back.
Sounds good. Anybody else need to take a 10?
Adros would like to go up to Andis and say, that undead creature, he touched me in a weird way. And
Okay. Okay, good. Well, I hand him a serum of lesser restoration. I'm just like, just take this and just don't tell me any more about this, please.
Okay, well, if this fixes it.
Is that something you've got?
Yes, I do. I bought it back when we went to the Drift Rock.
Yeah. We've had it for so long.
I used mine on Adros at the end of the last book. Yeah, it's those were super handy.
Oh yeah, this works just like the spell, so if memory serves, this is a D4 back.
Yep. There goes my spell ampule. Bye. Boop.
Let me roll a D4 here.
Mm-hmm.
Please be higher than a 2. Higher than a 2. You.
Nope.
You.
A 1 on the dice, so you're still 1 point down.
I mean, I know that some of our guys are probably gonna say, "Oh, woe is me," but it takes my health from 143 to 132, so it makes me sad.
Yeah. It's 11. It's 11 points off your stamina. It's not fun.
Yeah. Does Edros indeed need to take an RP rest? Does anybody else?
I could probably use one at this point.
Knack does not need one right now, but I'm going to require a reminder that I cannot use my clever improvs in the next fight.
Till you do, yep. Great, so it will take some time. Well, I guess either Raimi or Knack can work on this computer while Andis is resting up. It is a tier 4 computer, so I think you, even with a few tries, can get it within a minute. It's not very secure. There are no No traps, no firewalls or anything like that on this. And opening it up, you see that it does seem to control the gates here in the computer from one module, and another is a listing of current occupants. And it does say that at some point in the last few months, the Empire Bones took a mining vessel and the 4 dwarven hostages, quote, names unknown, loyalties unknown, end quote, and put them into, this is a brig on this side of the ship. But there's been no entries since then.
Do we know what ship they came from?
It does not list a name. It might have been maybe extremely damaged, but took hostages, and they seem to indeed have expired here.
Well, you mentioned that they were wearing uniforms. Is there any? Can we check those and see if they are?
It's pretty standard miner gear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, are they from the Hard Scrabble?
That's what I'm wondering.
That's what I just wrote down.
Yeah, are these cats from the Hard Scrabble Collective ship that had the Drift Rock? And
I'm going to make a culture check.
The Drift Rock crew, expired and turned into either Akatas or Void Zombies. But this seems to be from, indeed, maybe an allied mining consortium. But if you take a look at the patches on it, it's like the Iron Ore Mining Co. It seems to be like an old dwarf operation with a pretty simple culture check. But you've not heard of these guys. It doesn't seem like it was big news if it happened a few months ago. But that's the thing. If they were out here in the vast, it takes a long time for news to get back. If they were on, say, a 6-month excursion, people won't start looking for some time.
So from here, we need to get to the bridge, correct? That's where we're going?
More than likely, yeah.
Can I get, direct directions from this terminal?
You look at this one, and very similar to the other computer that you hacked that controlled the hangar bay, it doesn't seem like this is connected in any major way to a larger network, sadly.
Dumb question, but probably one that we have already answered. We know that the SOS was not coming from the looking at the map, southern part of the map. Is it? Mm-hmm. Is the SOS being broadcast from anywhere else in this room that we can triangulate?
Yep. So if you want to take some time while everyone else is resting up, looking at the computers, it does seem to be coming from this cabinet right behind the desk that once you take a greater look into it, behind some of this gear, which I can give you in a second, it does seem to be a very makeshift tech device that seems to be the source of this distress beacon, slapped together with spare computer parts, maybe scavenged from some other systems. And taking a look at it, it looks like it maybe was put together by these undead themselves. Not very high quality tech. Maybe they were trying to lure someone into this room. For what purposes? Well, to roll 20s on strangle checks mainly, but they were indeed locked inside here, so they were having a hard go of it, being dead and all. In addition to that, you do find in this cabinet, like I said, what looks like where a security keycard might be slotted. It is empty. You find that on one of the undead if you want to take a look at them. And it's a pretty heavy-duty card that seems to be what could be used to open up these doors. Give you a major bonus for that. In addition, you find a Commando Serum of Enhancement, a Grappler, something we haven't seen since Book 4, 100 feet of adamantine cable, advanced medkit, a pouch that looks to contain some blood red plasma sapphires, jewels worth a good amount of credits. They shine with light equal to a flashlight, a beacon, power source as you take them out of this bag. One of them, though, you guys can take a look at, seems to have a magical kind of gloss to it, and it is brighter than the other sapphires. But Alindra, if you kind of bring it closer to your moat, as we've gone out of combat here, it seems to want to suck it in. It is indeed a standard photon crystal, naturally occurring.
Oh, nice. Ooh.
And that is just about everything that is in there.
Nice. We scooped that up. And I'm assuming there's nothing of any value in any of these cells. Can I take a perception check to see if that is true?
You can search right through them. Unfortunately, there's indeed nothing really there of note.
All right, so we found the SOS. Now can we start going through some of these rooms to see if there's anything of value, any map that we need, any control access that we can get that we have not found before?
I mean, we still don't know where the bridge is, so I mean, maybe it seems like we need to find either a computer that has a more complete map of the area, or I don't know, something else that gives us directions. This place is huge.
I mean, it looks like there's a room right behind this room where the whatever crazy mindless monsters that tried to get Andis to control him with the docking bay. Seems like there'd be something back there. Or it's just a broom closet with nothing in it, but gotta start looking through something.
Back starboard in the hangar bay?
Yes.
We're talking right here.
Right, no, I am talking right here where Andis is lined up these double doors.
That's what, yeah.
So on the map, Andis, take a look at your non-cracked data pad. This is indeed one of the marked areas on the map.
I vaguely remember this being sort of a marked location. There being something somewhat significant about it from the map that we downloaded, but I don't remember what that was about it.
This one on your map is marked mining overflow, so it is not one of the quote-unquote secure sites. So it's up to you. This is when you open it on up.
Yo, real quick, Alindra, that photon crystal's dope.
I know. It doesn't.
Are you putting that bad boy in my mouth?
I'm trying to decide. It doesn't have Soulfire on it. That's the only problem.
Oh, you have
But-
to move that over.
Yeah, you need that.
How long would it take?
Dang, it's an additional 3d6 damage and a 2d6 burn critical.
How long would it take Raimi to move that fusion over?
Good question. That's a GM question.
Why don't you look it up? I'm sick and tired of being asked all these questions.
Oh my gosh. I mean, hold on, looking it up.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I've got it open
hours
right
or-
now. I've got it right.
I think it's based on. I think it's one of the things like if you
It
roll
takes
well enough,
10
it only
minutes.
takes half time.
It takes 10
no, it takes 10 minutes.
Oh,
We could do it during that break,
Yeah.
or we can take an extra 10 minutes. I don't think we're not in that big of a rush.
I would love to move Soulfire over. I don't need
Yeah.
Ghost Killer moved over, but Soulfire.
Do you have
definitely.
do we have the UPBs to do it? Because it will cost you. It's a level 14.
I think we
It's a
can.
level
I
14
think we can
crystal.
all spare some UPBs.
I mean,
to make this happen.
for sure. I want to make sure that we don't get caught. Yeah. So for a level 14 crystal, it's going to cost you. Wait, I think to move one over, it's half the level.
It would cost half as much as it would to initially purchase the fusion.
Okay, so
using the
half-
level of the new weapon. So the
Yeah.
in
So
this case,
it would be
14.
half of 11,700.
Whew. Yeah. What?
So to put a fusion on a level 14 item is 11,700 credits. and
Oh, half of that.
it.
Yes.
Half of 11,700.
Patrick,
Okay.
you have your calculator open.
I've got it. I've got it open indeed. It's so many digits to put in. It's 5,850
Yes, but
BB credits. Is that something
So-
you guys got on?
let me see.
I have plenty of credits.
What's Raimi sitting on right now, Miles?
I mean, I'll have to pull it up, but it's like 10,000 credits.
Alindra herself has 4,775.
Andis has 65 credits.
65 and Ross has 934. We can definitely.
How much do we need?
You need 5,850. So you're gonna need a little bit of help from Ring.
Okay, Miles, do you mind?
No,
I'll pay it back.
that's fine.
Cool.
Okay, so Alindra,
Okay.
you're gonna have no credits after this.
It's fine.
It doesn't sound amazing, but yes, a standard quote-unquote photon crystal is a level 14 Solarian crystal. What does that do?
So it's plus 3d6 fire damage,
Oh, that's
and
way too much.
which is crazy, and also
you-
burn 2d6
Do you have
on
a
critical.
lesser right now? No, you have a.
I have
You do have a 2d6.
a minor. I have a minor
Oh wow!
right now. So this is
Jeez.
2 levels up from the photon crystal I have currently equipped. So yeah, it'd be a huge upgrade. So Raimi, do you think I could borrow some UPBs to maybe put this fusion on this awesome crystal?
So Raimi's kind of punching some numbers into his personal computer to see what he has.
I'm Wick.
And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of used to living frugally, so I don't need all this extra money. So you're welcome to have it. If it's
I
gonna
so
help
appreciate it.
and help our mission. Then yeah, let's do it.
Knack will split that cost with Raimi.
Oh, you guys all pitching in.
And Raimi, not to bother you too much, but would you mind installing it for me?
Yeah. Let's go back into the cell room because I don't want to be doing this in the middle of the hallway and someone coming in.
Probably a good idea.
So we're going back to the hallway back to the cell so I can fix Alindra's or fuse Alindra's gem.
Gotcha. So, I mean, Miles, you had to take some time to hack into that computer, but it only takes like a minute or so to find out the information you did. So while everyone's resting, you can do this for Alindra. You pull her mode out, and it's like with a fine jeweler's kit, you see the etching on it of the fusions. She had both a Ghost Killer and a Soulfire fusion. Very important fusions. And you're transferring over just the Soulfire now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so a good amount of UPBs goes into doing this, but you can spread out everything across the table here and start whipping up some techno magic to aid you. And yeah, it doesn't take too long, and you guys are back on track. And you want to go to this mining overflow room next?
Yeah.
Who's first through the door?
Gnak.
It was Knac's idea. Edros, Tyler, are you going through?
Yes, I will use my muscles to force open the door.
Okay. This one is indeed locked. You guys can, I think, take like 5 seconds to crack it with a computer's check, aiding one another. Opening the doors here, it is indeed a sunken room, just like a foot or so beneath the level here. The floor covered in gravel, and wall to wall you see what looks like mined space rocks in piles. The walls here covered in small dents and dust, with sections discolored with what appears to be spray patterns. The only main feature you see is a small metallic cabinet to the left of the door.
Dross will step inside or kind of hop down, because he did say it's sunken. And he wants to look around before he gives the all clear to everybody else.
Make me a perception check.
Massive perception bonus here. Hey, 9.
Yeah.
So all clear, huh?
Yep,
It doesn't take too much to notice as you step forward, the ground shifting around you, displacing as all of a sudden a large creature, its mouth a toothy maw like a lamprey's sucker, its body a huge, long anaconda-like torso disappearing into the rocks beneath you, its head to be what around it. You see what looks to be some kind of Eoxian tech, like a collar, pops up immediately behind you, rears up its head and goes, to be continued.
Oh, Cernox are dope.
You don't know what this is.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's one of them.
It's a rock Dianaga, and that's what I'm sticking to. I love starting episodes with nail-biting combats, and it's definitely going to be one next week on the show. Oh, boy. Almost.
We'll be
through.
fine. Alindra has a cool new crystal. Okay.
Yeah, you better be sure this thing isn't a ghost.
I can't believe you're doing another D6 worth of damage.
Rainbow just carves blame Gnak into the wall in case that's the last thing.
I'm not the one who opened the door.
Oh, you didn't open the door, but whose idea was it to go in there?
Oh, let's search every room.
Hey,
What if there's something valuable that we get to spend after this season?
Look, we're a committee.
I think Alindra's pretty happy you found that crystal.
We're a committee, and one rat does not make all the decisions. So
Yeah, well, one rat complains about it until we all do it anyway. So.
I can't help it that my charisma is this high.
The pod family's falling apart, guys. we can't bicker over Knak's greedy rat hands. We gotta just fight the monster.
Yeah, and fight you will next time, but not this week, because that's about where we'd end up. I figured. I was hoping you guys would do this first so we get in this episode, but next week gonna be a fun combat, and I hope everyone comes back to listen to it. Thank you guys for playing with me once again.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's wrap it up and say
See you next
See you
time.
next time.
next time on the pod.
Crit bit commencing in 3, 2, 1. Crit bit initiated.
Welcome back, everyone. The episode is not over because we've got another very special crit bit, a last-minute crit bit this week with some late-breaking Starfinder news in the news. This last week, we got a pretty big announcement, which we talked about on the show. And here to help me talk about it is our good friends and players, Drew, Miles, and Jabert. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Hello, Patrick.
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And to answer our questions this evening about the Starfinder new class playtest for the Character Operations Manual is Owen K.C. Stevens, Starfinder Design Lead. Welcome, Owen.
Thank you very much. Hi, folks. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. It has been a whirlwind last week of the announcement, getting to read through the classes and hear, what you folks at Paizo have had to say about the process on the Twitch channel and things like that. So I thank you for taking the time to join us here to continue that process and that discussion.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on.
Mm-hmm. Out of left field, 3 classes, a couple of 6 weeks of playtesting ahead of us. We were very excited here, obviously, on the show after it was surprise announced the previous Starfinder Wednesday stream by Rob McCreary. You seemed surprised as well when he came on to announce, but I hope it wasn't indeed a surprise at the end of that stream, and you guys had planned that out.
Well, let's be honest. If that was a surprise, we'd certainly be saying we planned it all out by now.
Hey, Rob. Still my favorite from that entire episode. Hey, Rob. Yeah, so what can you tell us about the specifics of this playtest that we are just learning all the deets about right now?
So we've announced that we've got a product coming out late in 2019, which will be called the Character Operations Manual. Mm-hmm. And that should have a lot of cool stuff for characters, but it will also specifically have our first new character classes for Starfinder, which will be the Biohacker, the Vanguard, and the Witchwarper. And you can go to starfinderplaytest.com, and that will take you to where you can download the playtest. It'll have an announcement about the time frame of the playtest. We're running it through January 16th. Mm-hmm. And that also has links to 3 surveys that you can use once you have played or jammed a game with one of those, or honestly, if you just have strong opinions and you want us to hear them, and links to some forums that we've set up specifically in our message boards to ask questions and have comments and give us feedback that a survey might not be the best way to get us.
Right. And 6 weeks. So this is running until January 16th, the playtest?
Correct. Right over the holidays. So I'm sure everyone has plenty of time to play games instead of spending time with their family.
Well, why not both? Why not just throw 3 hastily constructed new classes at your family and be like, we're GMing a undead spacecraft right now, and you guys have to make it out alive.
Yeah, buckle up, Meemaw.
Oh man!
I mean, my mother, when I was in my early teens, late 12s, was the GM for myself and a group of my friends. Not because she's a gamer, she's not, but because she discovered it was a great way to get a whole bunch of 11, 12-year-old boys to shut up and listen to everything she said.
And that's why you always don't drink out of the milk carton.
But she ended every game session with something like, you have found the tomb of the Dwarven Kings, and in order to open it, you have to recite all the Dwarven Kings in order. So, boys, by next week, you guys have to memorize the names of all the presidents of the United States so you can get in. So every game ended with homework that we didn't realize was homework.
Right.
That is so clever.
That's a genius idea.
Yeah, my mother was the Empress of the Geeks, and she is a savvy lady.
That's amazing.
Oh boy. That's hilarious.
I'm really curious.
Similarly, here we are saying, hey, we need you to give us a whole bunch of feedback and do part of our job. I mean, play a game. We need you to play a game as a playtest. That's totally going to be fun.
It's not free work for Paizo. Yeah, but it's something, obviously, if you are into Starfinder out there, you will want to immediately go and pick up these 3 classes. Maybe we didn't mention that it's free. Like, you can download this product for free right now, and you have 3 more classes to add into your stable of character classes you can play in Starfinder and start enjoying them right now. Beyond that, you can also help shape the Starfinder universe. One of the coolest things that I've been able to do with this podcast is by helping out in the greater Starfinder world. This, you can actually change the rules and influence how they come out next year when the operations manual drops, which is always fun. I didn't get as much into the second edition playtest as I would have liked, but back when the last time Pathfinder classes came out and there was a playtest, we got into it. And Jabert, you played one right after they launched, right? The
Oh yeah.
what was raised?
I believe I was a bard. Was that
No,
first time doing that? That was fun.
no, not Bard. What was Raise in Skull and
I'm
Shackles?
sorry. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the Pathfinder 2. Oh no, that was we were playing Skull and Shackles, so the pirate themed one, and I was a Slayer. That was
Slayer.
Right as that came out. That was a blast.
It's a lot of fun to get in on the ground floor of class, and one, get to play these rules, before they're finalized, and two, get to see them evolve and see what they end up looking like in the fall, I guess, is when the character operations manual is coming out sometime later next year.
Yeah, we haven't given an exact time yet, and part of that is because we are so early in the process that we haven't even announced the size of the book yet, or everything that's going to be in it, or its exact release date. Because I want all the time I can possibly have for the whole team to take the feedback from the playtest and make changes. And obviously, one of the things you have to get sort of nailed down early in a book like this, or what are the classes going to be? Because we want everything else, all of the equipment and feats and archetypes and spells, all of that stuff should help support these new classes and give new and interesting stuff for the existing classes. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us on this book. And as a result, there are a lot of things that people want to know, like, are there going to be iconics? What are they going to be like? Where do Vanguards come from? And that's all stuff, obviously, we're working on. Mm-hmm. But unlike when we normally start talking about a book, which is just a few months before its release, in this case, we're nearly a year out. So it's going to be a while before we start to get into that kind of detail, so that we can be focusing on getting these character classes nailed down and have them work the way that the players tell us they should work.
Right. Let's real quick go over the three, maybe in a little greater detail, get people pumped to start playing them. Biohacker, the first one, is, a lot of people have been comparing it just because it uses ranged injection weapons from afar to Ada from Overwatch, who I'm not super familiar
Ana
with.
from Overwatch.
Ana. But that's like one aspect of the character. It reminds me a lot more of just kind of a tropey science fiction doctor character, maybe a mad scientist even, that is able to, there's a lot of buffs, a lot of debuffs that they have access to.
That trope is one of the things that we were wanting to play with, right? Like, we were looking at injection weapons, and we were looking at science fiction, and we're like, hey, Dr. McCoy sure does inject people with things a lot. And we have this whole category of weapons, injection weapons, and everything from, wouldn't it be neat if you had someone who was an expert at tranquilizing animals, to wouldn't it be neat if you could deliver epigenetic hormone changes to people at range, were all things that we were thinking of. From trank guns to transhumanism was part of what we were drawing from when we wanted to put together this character class. So it's sort of a medical expert character class, although not necessarily a medical doctor, who's focused on the kinds of things you can do to make changes to people. And there are different fields of study you can enter, different kinds of changes you can make. And the class has a lot of buffing and debuffing kinds of abilities, because we want all these classes to be useful in combat and different encounters, but we also want them to play differently from many of the existing classes, or what's the point in making a whole new class? Yeah,
and there's definitely a great deal of versatility in that class, I found, in reading through it specifically. Let's dive in next to the Vanguard, which I was blown away by it, very excited about. A lot of people comparing it to the Solarian. It also has like kind of maybe perhaps a mystic martial kind of character quality to it, but I couldn't really find something in Pathfinder that was a good comparison.
Well, good. We don't want you to find something in Pathfinder. It's a good comparison. We want Starfinder to be the best Starfinder game it can be, not to be the best Pathfinder game that happens to have starship combat. So, saying that it is similar to the Solarian, there certainly are similarities. One of which being that there aren't a whole lot of direct comparisons. Right? The comparisons vary in value. Yes, the soldier is pretty clearly a space fighter. The operative is a little bit more than a space rogue. The envoy is definitely significantly more different from a space bard than spellcaster at all, for example. But those roles and tropes are certainly relatively close to the similar ideas in Pathfinder. For both the Solarian and the Vanguard, one of the opening points of that design was to ask ourselves, if we have a science fantasy universe where there are psychic and eldritch and magic powers and angels and demons and alternate planes of reality, and people have an advanced understanding of physics and chemistry and cosmology, how could those things blend? How could you have something that is that sort of not pure science, but is informed by information about science? But saying that they are similar is actually in many ways like saying that wizards and clerics are similar, right? They're both spellcasters with 1st to 9th level spells. Well, yes, but they are very deeply different on a number of levels. And at least our hope is that the Vanguard will feel different, not just philosophically, but also in play. That it will have a different experience for the player and on the game overall than just being someone else with a full attack bonus.
I'm very excited. Yeah, Con as the key ability score. If you guys haven't downloaded these rules while you're listening to the podcast, do both at the same time. Go ahead and do it now. There's some cool stuff in the Vanguard, but yeah, even more exciting maybe than both Biohacker and Vanguard. A lot of people extremely excited about the third class, Witchwarper.
There are a lot of people very excited about the Witchwarper, and the Witchwarper is our third spellcasting class, so it joins the Mystic and the Technomancer. And one of the things that happened is we were asking ourselves, since the Technomancer is pretty much the magic of all magic interaction with technology, and the Mystic is the magic of any time magic is used to connect a person to a concept or a philosophy. What other science fiction feeling concept can we infuse with magic in order to create a new spellcasting class? Because yes, it's our charisma-based class. We had an int class and a wisdom class, but you can't just have, hey, this one's based on charisma and it's otherwise just like the Technomancer. You need a hook. And so our hook for the Witchwarper is that they are our alternate reality class, that they are manipulating and borrowing from and altering reality in the way that you see in like television shows like Fringe, and it's all over the place in comics, and several people were mentioning that it reminded them a lot of the recent Doctor Strange movie, for example.
Oh yeah.
So it's an effort as a science fantasy class to say, hey, if there are alternate realities, then wouldn't magic be one of the ways you would access them? And if you could do that, what would that look like?
Yeah, some very cool abilities, and it also has its own kind of like mixed spell list, which I'm excited about. But yeah, it feels very raw. It feels kind of like a sorcerer, and it's like they just have these powers. Like we don't have the lore for it yet, but do you like study to become a witchwarp, or is it something innate?
Well, one of the things we did overall with Starfinder, and this is something that we put early in the Starfinder core rulebook, is we have a conversation with the players where we say, hey, we're going to give you some lore as a starting point and as a baseline we will use when we're drawing up NPCs and such. But it's really up to you where your character's powers come from, right? If you're playing an operative, we don't care if you're a highly trained member of the Golden League, or if you got a super soldier serum injection, or if you had nanites, or if you were trained by an alien species who worship the concept of stealth, right?
Nanites. The answer to everything.
You could have touched a mystic alien artifact and become a Witchwarper, or maybe you are from an alternate reality, or maybe you're what happens when someone travels through time and creates a paradox, and the result is a Witchwarper.
Stop giving us great campaign ideas.
So we will certainly talk some about how we envision these things fitting into the Starfinder campaign setting, but we want those to be options and inspirations. We don't ever want to tell the players, hey, your cool idea doesn't work with this class.
Jabert, another question?
Well, yeah, I mean, so we've talked about all three of the classes that were presented in the playtest, and I'm really curious, A, sort of what the response has been like so far, and B, Yeah, you got a favorite child? You got a favorite kid here?
I'll start with that first question. I feel the response has been really positive so far, and we are in very early days yet. But a lot of people are kicking the tires. A lot of people haven't had a chance to play yet, so they're reading through stuff and they're doing theory crafting, and they're saying, "Hey, you did this weird thing here in this class. Is that on purpose?" And the answer at the moment is almost always, yes, that's on purpose. That's why we're doing a playtest, right? If we do very conservative, very normal things that we've seen how that plays out over, I mean, I've been in the game industry for 20 years and I've been doing D20 based class design for 18 years. I know what happens if you have a full base attack bonus or extra hit points or you get bonus feats, right? What I don't know is what happens if we give you a special ability that both allows you to protect yourself from damage and encourages you to suck up damage so that you get more points so that you can manipulate damage more, right? That's a much more complicated and different play paradigm. And that's where I want to get that sort of feedback from people. But also we want to make sure that these are classes that people are excited to play, right? If someone says, hey, the Biohacker seems perfectly balanced and I don't think they'll unbalance anything and they'll be useful to the party, and it's terribly dull and no one I know has any interest in ever rolling one up, well, that doesn't do anyone any good. So this game, if we do a feat and no one cares about it, that's fine. It's a feat. There are lots of options. But classes are the primary and most important way that players interact with the universe of a campaign. Right. And we want all of those classes to be things that our player base finds interesting, finds inspiring, finds fun. And those, I can do a lot of math, and I can figure out whether or not a class does or doesn't do as much damage as it should per round on an imperfect build, on an average build, and on a great build. But I can't necessarily tell you, are people going to have fun doing that? And especially when you're doing something like saying you alter reality, or one of your primary powers is that you change the environment around you, or you have to, if for your buffs and debuffs to work, you have to be adjacent to your ally, or you have to risk an attack roll so you might miss. These are things that a majority of people might not just enjoy doing. And so that's one of the reasons why a playtest becomes so important for it. And while I'm really looking forward to, we haven't had our first weekend yet since we launched these, and I could be wrong, but I'm guessing a lot of gaming occurs on the weekend. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
I've heard of this
wave. Yeah, right. People mention it now and then, I am told. Not me, right? I play on Mondays, but anyway. Yeah. But I am really looking forward to seeing what the first wave of feedback is after more people have had a chance to actually not just make characters and read characters, play characters and kill Elikoth and travel the stars and get involved in the starship combat and buy gear and see how the game actually plays with these things.
Yeah. So Vanguard, your favorite?
So Vanguard is my favorite. Vanguard is my favorite because I feel it is the one that is doing the newest thing. And, I'm the Starfinder design lead. I get fascinated by game rules. When I was first introduced to role-playing games, it was by my uncle who had a copy of the 2nd edition D&D Dungeon Master's Guide. And that's all he had. And he said, if you can figure out how we play this game, I'll run a game for you. So I had to make up the missing rules by seeing what was mentioned in the DMG that wasn't there because we didn't have a player's handbook, which means I was literally doing rules design before I got to play a role-playing game. And that trend has stuck with me. I am fascinated by sinking my fingers into a mechanic and saying, how is this going to play? How is this going to be fun? How will this be useful but different from the other things we do? And with soldiers, we created a class that does really well in melee and can do really well with range. And with Solarian, we created a class that is good at combat but also has some mystic powers. So we really had to ask ourselves, is there a role that is a combatant role, a full base attack bonus role, that works better as a class than it does as, say, an archetype or as a fighting style or as a new solar manifestation.
Right.
And that is why all of the ideas of the Vanguard came together for it to not just have a different background and story around it, but to act radically different in combat. So it'll be functional, but not have the same feel and impact things differently.
Right.
And
it's a
seeing
very different
how
feel.
that design plays out really excites me.
Right. It's a very different, if it's a very different thing to go from, I need to get my AC up, super, super high to, I need to take some damage because I'm gonna need to build up my, my pool of frenetic points or whatever, I forget. Entropic
yeah.
points.
It's almost like a rage meter in a way that.
Right.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. When I'm taking some damage.
Incentivized for taking damage, and then that you turn that back on the other person. That it is a mechanic I haven't seen.
It's really going to be important to see how do GMs react to it. How do the villains react to it? One of the things about Starfinder is that if you don't take cover, there's a decent chance that if you draw the attention of all the bad guys, you're going to get shot. So if you've got a gang of 5 or 6 people all shooting at you, usually they don't have to roll super well to hit, right? And they're not going to hit you on a 3 normally, but it is hard to get your armor class so high that you just depend on being missed all the time. So when theory crafting this thing and when doing really super short internal playtest ideas with it, it looks to me like any Vanguard who starts to be even modestly effective is going to take some damage and therefore is going to build up some entropy points. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will turn out that the most effective way to deal with a Vanguard will be to ignore them entirely, and we haven't given them enough other options. And that's something I want to look at. Or maybe we're going to have the reverse problem in that the Vanguard will immediately draw the aggro of absolutely everyone because people are hoping to be able to put them down. And that means they will suddenly have all the entropy points they could possibly need and will be too powerful. And that's just a different kind of balancing act, and I'm super excited to see what people say and what the surveys reveal, because I assume we're going to have to make some changes to these classes, right? If I thought they were perfect out of the gate, I would not take the time. The Paizo wouldn't take the time to do a playtest. I mean, the whole team had to come together to write these earlies and pass them around and develop them and come up with the surveys and enter the surveys. And it's a time-consuming process that we would not do if we didn't think it was important to have that feedback.
So you've given us a few examples of some useful feedback for the dev team. I'm enjoying this. None of my players want to, do that. When the Vanguard interacts in combat in this way, they become super, super powerful. Can you give an example of feedback that is not useful to the dev team? I can imagine, because I know that there are useful feedback and there are not so useful feedback. I don't want to risk saying anything that will lead someone to thinking, oh, the feedback I was going to give is exactly what he's saying isn't useful, so I won't do it, right? Yes, of course there are things such as unuseful feedback, but I'll be honest, I would much rather go through 10 pieces of feedback that aren't useful to find the one nugget that will really make this a better game than to say, hey, don't tell me if you don't like the names of the classes because we can come up with names on our own. Well, if the fact that the Vanguard's name doesn't have anything to do with entropy makes you not want to play the class, then I do want to know that. And these are things that people are talking about. And it's also useful to know how much do people care, right? Even on threads where people are talking about this, we have at least as many people going, yeah, it's not perfect, but it doesn't bother me, as we have saying, hey, let's do something better. All of that is useful for the long-term decision-making of adding what's going to be nearly a 50% increase to the number of classes the game has.
Oh, yeah.
And we only have 7 classes. It is true that, we're only going to 10. We will still have fewer classes than Pathfinder had in its original core rulebook, right? We're still one under its number. And I think that's good. I don't think we need to ever risk having 37 classes plus 3 alternate classes plus. That's just more than I think our game calls for, because we set things up differently from the get-go.
We'll have you back in 2022 when there's 37 classes.
If there are 37 classes, I won't be the person you'll be having back in 2022. Right? If there are 15, that's a conversation I'm willing to have in 2022. But 37 is just, and I love classes, right? I've been involved in a lot of third-party products for Pathfinder, many of which create new classes. But I think we have taken a different paradigm with character creation in Starfinder, so that some things that used to be new classes, we can now say, okay, we're going to take that element, we're going to make it a theme, or we're going to take that idea and we're going to make it an archetype, and that archetype can apply to every class. So if we make a archetype that allows you to be a detective, for example, we don't have to say only thieves can be detectives. Oh, now we've created the investigator class. The investigator literally can't be a detective because we didn't make a detective archetype for the investigator. We don't have to do that. If we make a pirate, then anyone can be a pirate, because being a pirate is about how you're different from the base class rather than about it having to be built around one specific class.
Right. Excellent. So let's wrap that up, because I am ready. I'm primed after reading up about the classes and having talked to you. I want to make one right now and start playtesting it, throwing some Elikoth at it, as you said.
Absolutely.
See how a Vanguard will stand up against that. This is by the time people are listening to this, we'll have 1 week under our belt of the 6-week process. So you still have five whole weeks to get out there, download the playtest, try it out, and submit some feedback. Hopefully, help change these classes. Owen, once again, thank you so much for being here, chat with us.
Thank you very much. It was a delight.
Please do me a favor and follow Owen on Twitter at Owen_Stevens, Stevens with a PH, and check out his awesome blog at OwenKCStevens.com. There's some pretty awesome content on there you're not going to want to miss out. So check that out. Guys, thank you for taking the time out to talk to Owen and talk about these classes. I'm sure we're going to have some more conversations in the future as we get ready for the end of Season 1, beginning of Season 2 of Cosmic Crit, but those will have to wait for another time. That's all we have time for this crit bit. Thank you, everyone, once again, and we will see you next episode.